Cause you had a bad day, you're taking one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around.
This is by far the worst exercise in weightlifting. Back with our training vlog, just when we got a 2-for-1 again. Monday training vlog and Wednesday training vlog. Today is Thursday, I'm recording the video. I'm here to talk about today when it comes to having a bad day at weightlifting. And all you really have to do is just have a good day. No, I'm just kidding. When it comes to having a bad day, I find it's best to just ground yourself and take a step back away from either the weights that you're trying to hit that day or whatever you have to do. So for example, on this particular training day, I had no foot snatches up to 110 kilos. I went all the way up to 110 and I was just missing bad. It was just falling out in front. My technique didn't feel good. Didn't feel like I was finishing. I wasn't getting my head through the bar. So I decided to drop back down to 102 and just finish my sets and reps there. But even there, I was missing some out front as well. Just not overall a great training day for me. So when you have those bad sessions, you have one of two options. One, you get angry, you get mad, let your emotions take over, and then the whole session goes to crap, your technique goes out of the window, and you're just tanked for the rest of the day. The next option is that you take a step back, you take a breath, you say to yourself, it's okay, you're gonna have those bad training days, and that's gonna be fine. So you drop the weight, drop the reps, drop the sets, and just take your time to focus on your technique and optimize that session for the day. You'll want to focus in on things that you know for a fact you can get better at, even with the lighter weights and even if it is a bad day. I think we all know getting mad and letting emotions take over is good for nobody, so don't do it in weightlifting either. Just like today, I knew I had the snatches and they weren't going good and I wasn't very happy about it, but I knew I had squats after, which was two 5x5s, a 5x5 at 170 and a 5x5 at 180, which you'll see me finish up here. So I knew I could make those a good day and really hone in on my strength of the legs today, which is kind of what the volume phase that we're doing right now is for. Building strength in the squats and the pulls, not so much focus on the snatch and clean and jerk. So it's not a surprise whenever you go to do weights of your snatch and clean and jerk in a volume phase that it doesn't go as well sometimes. So needless to say, when it comes to weightlifting for the long term, there's gonna be those bad days and you have to have a plan in place to control your emotions and make sure that you don't overreact to a bad weightlifting day. So what you can do is just stop for a second, take a moment to be grateful for your body and what you're able to do with it, because some people can't even get in any sort of weightlifting position to begin with. Be thankful, show gratitude, be happy with what you're able to do that day. Even if it is a pretty bad weightlifting day, you're still able to weightlift, you're still able to get under a bar, and you're still able to do something that you love and enjoy. As a physical therapist, I've worked with people who would just love to be able to walk correctly, and people who would love to be able to take care of themselves, let alone be able to snatch, clean and jerk, and do back squats. So next time you have a really bad day in weightlifting, you're really down on yourself, just remember all the things that you actually take for granted in life, such as walking, taking care of yourself, and being able to be an active person in society. Remember those things and you'll never have a truly bad day in weightlifting, because every day is a gift when it comes to getting under a barbell. Your worst day in weightlifting is somebody's absolute best day. Just be thankful for what you've already done so far in weightlifting and how much you've actually achieved when you look back on that. And like I said, no weightlifting day is truly a bad day when you're grateful and you thank God for what you're able to do. So back to the actual training session here. We're finishing up our last 5x5s here at 400 pounds. It's supposed to be 180, but I put 395 on the bar. And I just thought to myself, what a shame it would be if when somebody asked me, oh, what'd your 5x5 do? Well, I did 395. Man, just toss on another 5 pounds and make it 400 pounds. So I threw on 5 more pounds, made it 400. Did a 5x5 here at 182. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than what I was expecting, but it wasn't too bad if I'm being honest. After pig squat last Monday, I feel that high volume squats I'm pretty adept to at this point, so I can handle a lot of volume with the squats now, so that's a good thing. Recently I hadn't been able to handle a whole lot of volume, just kind of made me tired, made me sore, but I felt that I've built a really large work capacity when it comes to weightlifting and bodybuilding training, especially during these heavy volume phases when we're trying to put on more muscle and build strength. Last rep of the 4th set. Here's our last set here. Let's try to get a little different angle so you could see kind of the face that we got going here. Just busting them out. Even did a little hit of ammonia before this one because I had to make sure I was ready for this set. What a finish to a long day of work. This is a 12-hour work day for me. And this is actually the clinic that I work at here in Arizona in Gilbert. Last rep, Good control to the bottom. Just try to show off a little bit, baby. So not a full pause because I kind of bounced out of the bottom, but hey, when you get to the 50th rep on your back squats, you kind of get a little tired. So here we are, next day. This is Tuesday. I wasn't exponentially sore, so this was a pretty good session. Good lift, Eli! Gotta have a little fun in weightlifting. If you're not having fun, you won't last long in this sport. Find a good training environment with a lot of good people who love to push you, and you guys have a great time. I see a lot of people training in your kind of globo gyms and things of that nature. I have done that. I'm not a fan of it. It's very hard when it comes to those really heavy days to make sure that you're pushing yourself hard and that you're really grinding through. It's much more difficult to do Olympic weightlifting by yourself in a commercial gym as compared to an actual Olympic weightlifting environment with other people furthering themselves and trying to be competitive in the sport. I will say, of course, it is possible to become great in a commercial gym, but the people who do this are one of a kind, and chances are
You're not that guy.
so your chances of becoming the best version of you in a commercial gym are slim. I hate snatch balances. And I've done it for years, and I'm still garbage. But on the flip side, there is a big inherent value of training in a new environment with different people. What happens is you feel that you're in this new environment and that you want to perform better. Often sometimes it relates back to having a little bit of ego and trying to show people exactly how strong you are, within reason of not being stupid and performing outside of your limits. And I know I'm going to have people possibly in the comments saying, but Kiefer, when you let your ego take over, that's bad. The ego is bad. Not really. You know, your ego is going to push you to become a better person. It's going to push you to be better. It's going to help you get exactly what you want. Ow. 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 Here I am whining about how the upper back hurts from the bar dropping on it. But anyway, back to the ego talk. Ego is only bad when it's used for manipulation or selfish desires. Also, when you use ego to put others down to make yourself seem better. That's when ego is bad. Ego is good whenever you use your own ego to motivate yourself to keep pursuing better endeavors and to keep becoming the best version of yourself. When your ego comes in and says, listen, man, you're not as good as you were the previous couple days. You need to step up. You need to keep working hard and push yourself to be the better person that you can be the next day. That's when the ego is good. You need to harness ego for the good opportunities and keep ego away from the bad opportunities. And this is why I like using the ego in different gym environments. You go to a gym environment, you see new people who are pushing themselves to become better. That's going to push you to want to become the best version of yourself. Don't go in there and compare yourself to other people, but compare to how they're treating themselves and becoming better, and then use that fuel to push yourself to become the best version of you. So talking about this workout today, we had snatch balances, 3x3 at 100, 3x3 at 110, and then we have clean triples with a split jerk for 4 sets of 3+1. Felt pretty good. I was no hook clean. Yeah, don't forget that, no hook clean. I was like, I know I'm forgetting something, but no hook clean, so I'm working on a good tempo, keeping the bar in close and not blasting it off our hips and causing more horizontal displacement of the barbell. That's why I really like those no hooks, but I've talked a little bit more about no hooks in a previous video, which you can go back to and listen to. And then we had 5x5 deadlifts, or a medium grip deadlift, so in between that clean and snatch grip, put a little more stress on the back to keep it tight the whole time. And so we're doing these, building back strength, building pulling strength from the floor. And apparently I only filmed 3 of these because I went back to try to find the other ones, and I turned it on, but then when I went to go do the set, I hit it as I thought I was turning it on, but I actually turned it off. So whoops-a-daisy. And so we have our, this is the 3rd or 4th set, and then our last set here at 180 kilos, I went up 10 kilos to kind of work on that back strength and pulling off the floor. All in all, good training, last 2 training sessions, even though we had a bad time. And I hope that you learned something when it comes to pushing yourself better to become the best version of yourself whenever you're having those bad days in weightlifting. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.